Hi, Dave, and whoever else eventually sees this. I am at Centered City Yoga, and I am recording for you a Nadi Shodhana type practice. So I think all of the practices that I will do in this video are for, I just decided this, will be to just do everything that would calm the central nervous system or calm the energy body. As we know, we have more than one layer to ourselves, to our bodies. We have a physical layer, and then we have an energy. We have a physical body, we have an energy body, and then we have a bliss body. And this energy body is what we will be focusing on today to calm. It will obviously still calm down the physical body as well. So we'll start with our hands to our heart, and just find your breath. First of all, just close your eyes and find your natural breath. And very simply begin noticing that you can watch the pathway of your breath. You can watch as it enters in through both nostrils. And you'll see that those are two streams. And you can then decide to bring your breath up to your third eye. As you exhale, you can exhale from the third eye out through both nostrils. And watch the pathway of those two streams of breath as they move probably in two different directions, right? Away from and out of the nostrils. Watch the pathway of both of those streams of breath for as long as you possibly can. Please soften your physical eyes. Make sure that you are gazing at the breath as it moves in through your nostrils with your mind's eye, bringing it all the way up to the forehead center. And gazing again at the exhale as the one stream becomes two again as it moves out through both nostrils into the space around you. Watch that for as long as you can. Keep that going. Bring your palms onto the fronts of your knees, not the inner sides, but really the kneecaps themselves. And push your hands into the kneecaps to lift your chest a little bit higher. Open a little more. Keep your breathing going. The breath can be as subtle or as deep as you would like it to be. You can engage in Ujjayi breath or not. But we're simply watching the two streams. We're pulling two streams of breath in. We're watching those streams move up to the third eye. And then we're watching the exhale move out from third eye out through both nostrils into the space. Just watching the pathway of the exhalation for as long as you can until you're ready to take another in-breath. Once you have opened your chest a little more, by the way, just turn the palms face up on the inner thighs. Keep the chest rising. Keep your neck in line with the rest of your spine. And start to feel how the inhale will tickle the nostrils. So you're connecting with your mind's eye, your perception, as well as that ability to feel, to keep you present. Ultimately, this is pratyahara at work, deciding to bring our attention to the present moment through our breath by employing our own sensory organs to support this greater amount of presence. Seeing and feeling the breath as it moves. Adding the element of listening as well. Let your ability to listen help tune you in at a greater level to the sound of your breath, the feel of your breath again, and the look of your breath. So that every time you inhale, you hear even that very subtle inhale as it moves through the nostrils up to the forehead center. Every time you exhale, you're listening to the sound of the exhale as it moves from one point to two streams. Feeling the exhale as it moves through the nostrils, watching the pathway of those two streams of exhale for as long as you can with your mind's eye. I'm going to do this for about 1 more minute. If your mind wanders, and it probably will, just make sure you tune back in as soon as you can to watching and feeling and listening to the breath simply move through the nostrils to the third eye and from the forehead center down and out through both nostrils. Let's take 2 more rounds. So finish the round that you are on. The round finishes when you exhale through the nostrils. And then take 2 more full rounds. And then just let that breathing practice fall away. And for a moment, keep your attention on the forehead center, your third eye, your Ajna chakra. Physical eyes are relaxed. Keep your attention there for as long as you need to or as long as you can. Noticing how perhaps it's a little easier to just be there now after that breathing practice. And then go ahead and open your eyes. This next one we will do with a mudra. This mudra is folding the 2 fingers, the first 2 fingers down of your right hand. The last 2 fingers will stay up and your thumb will extend out. So just like that, it's your right hand. And then we're going to place the thumb to the right nostril, the last 2 fingers to the left. I'm going to start with an exhale through the left nostril. And then I'll exhale through both nostrils. We'll start inhaling through the left nostril. So this one is more relaxing. This one is more to stimulate the rest and digest function in the body, the parasympathetic nervous system. We're going to set the ratio through the left nostril. So we're going to count how long it takes us to inhale through the left. Then we'll close off both nostrils. We'll exhale through the right for the same duration. We'll keep that nostril open, inhale through the right, close both nostrils, open the left side and exhale through the left. And that'll be 1 full round. All of that pacing is done by creating a ratio with the inhale through the left nostril. Again, if you want to use this to energize the mind a little more, start with the right nostril. Just make sure you're not doing that at night or right after you eat. If you are doing this right after you eat, start with the left nostril. This is stimulating, again, that third eye. We're bringing it in and up and down, right? So all the way up to third eye again and down. The other thing that you're thinking about as you're doing this is that we're stimulating the left and right sides of the brain and really balancing all of that energy out as well. This one is pretty tangible in the way that how much more relaxed you feel after this exercise on a really deep level. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's close the eyes. Start with an exhale through both nostrils. Close the right nostril now and inhale through the left. Count how long it is taking you to inhale. And we're not taking Ujjayi breath here. Make sure that rather than Ujjayi, you are just sniffing the breath in. Pause for a moment with both nostrils shut. Then open the right side and exhale for the same duration that it just took you to inhale. If you can't quite last that long, just keep the nostril open and keep the action of the exhale going. Again, inhale for the same duration. Once you have finished that inhalation, exhale through the left for the same period of time. Begin again. Inhale through the left. Keep your physical eyes relaxed. Hold. Exhale through the right for the same duration. Keep the nostril open. Inhale through the right for the same amount of time. Close off both nostrils. Keep your attention at your third eye. Exhale through the left side. Watch the pathway of the exhalation. With your mind's eye, move out to the left. Inhale, pull the breath back in. Watch the breath move all the way through the nostril and up to third eye. Close both nostrils. Exhale from the third eye. Watch the exhale move out through the right nostril for as long as you can. It'll move over to the right. You're not moving your physical eyes or your neck. You're just looking with your inner gaze. Inhale through the right side again. Watch the pathway of breath move up. Bring it to the forehead center. Close off both nostrils. Exhale through the left. Watching the pathway of your exhalation move out. So just like what we did earlier, but now with Nadi Shodhana. Please keep this going. Now, if you get lost, you're going to exhale through both nostrils and begin resetting the ratio through the left. Count how long it takes you to inhale through the left nostril. Close both nostrils for just a moment. Exhale through the right nostril for the same duration. Watch the pathway of your breath. Inhale, bring the breath back in through right nostril, still watching the pathway of breath come up to third eye. Close both nostrils, that's the same period of time. Exhale through the left nostril for the same amount of time. Again, watching the pathway of that exhalation as well. Keep it going. You may notice one day or the next day, anytime soon, you will one day notice that this is also cleaning out your nostrils themselves. So this is a breathing practice that you may want to have, where you may want to have some Kleenex next to you. If you feel like there's mucus in the nostrils, just take a quick blowing of the nose and come back so that you can breathe more clearly and more efficiently. We're going to finish the round that we're on and do 3 more rounds of Nadi Shodhana. The round ends once you exhale through the left nostril. There are many, many variations of this breathing practice. This is not the only way to do Nadi Shodhana. Once you have done 3 rounds of Nadi Shodhana, please bring your right hand down into your lap. Take 3 rounds of breath without Nadi Shodhana. Please notice, and it should be fairly obvious, how different you feel after that practice. I will say that after the practice that we've just done, Nadi Shodhana, and the one before it, you may find that you want to just stay in meditation after each one of these practices. Please feel free to just turn off the video. You can come back to it tomorrow, right? Pick up where you left off. Each one of these breathing practices stands independently. It does not need to be preceded by anything, and it does not need to be followed by anything. This can move you right into meditation. And you can also use each one of these exercises to take a 20-minute breathing practice. The longer you do Nadi Shodhana or the previous meditation on the nostrils, the better. But you can also string all of them together. Again, just notice how you feel after this breathing practice. Notice how your mind feels. Notice how it feels like you've just taken the blinders off, right? Sometimes our peripheral gaze looks more like we have blinders over our eyes. And after Nadi Shodhana, it feels like you've taken the blinders off. You can even see behind you. All right, go ahead and open your eyes again. This third one is getting the belly to really breathe so that we have the ability to use our breath to stimulate the relaxation response or rest and digest response again. So I'm going to have you actually lie onto your back. I'm not going to lie on my back, but I would like you to lie onto your back. And bring your arms down so that your hands are on your belly. Just put one hand below the belly button and one hand directly above your belly button. And as you take these next few breaths, you can go ahead and close your eyes again. But breathe so deeply that you do feel the belly filling up with breath. And as you exhale, you're exhaling to just gently release. So this one is not an active exhale. It's a letting go of the inhale side of your breath. And while you're letting go of your inhale, you are repeating the mantra here, let go to be well. So inhale deeply into the belly, into the lower back. As though you're about, right, you just had a lot of beer, or you're about 6 months pregnant. And as you exhale, you're just letting the exhale be a letting go of the inhale side of your breath and a letting go to be well here. Keep that going, closing your eyes. On your exhale, a passive letting go. As though you're exhaling through the pores of your skin. And a settling, right? You can feel your body settling into the earth. Each inhale, we're focused on an active inhale, breathing so deeply that you truly do expand your belly and your back. Each exhalation, a passive exhale, but we're reminding ourselves to let go and be well here in all aspects of self, in all layers of self, in all bodies. Keep this going in your own time and pace. Let go to be well on your exhale. You may notice as well here that once you begin taking that passive exhalation as though you're exhaling through the pores of your skin, You may notice fairly quickly that it starts to feel like you are more particle and less solid. Without getting too esoteric and weird, this breath is one that you can really just allow that to happen. It doesn't mean we're going to be floating off into the ether, but it does. I would like you to allow yourself to feel like you are larger than your physical body, that you are able to actually contact and start to become more aware of the space around you and your consciousness within that space, taking up that space. So again, our energy body is well within and well without the physical body. So it, isn't just our skin and our bones and our muscles. So as you keep going with this, think about allowing, as you exhale, the feeling of the exhalation to move you out into the space around you, the space behind you, or if you're lying down, space below you, the space above your crown, the space in front of the front of your body, the space below the soles of your feet, as though every pore in your skin is exhaling with you, and you're repeating the mantra each time you take that passive exhale. Let go to be well. Or even, I let go to be well. Keep going. Let go to be well. Let go to be well. Let go to be well. Please finish the round that you are on and take 3 more rounds of diaphragmatic breathing with passive exhale. Let go to be well. Letting the exhale move out through the pores of your skin, as though you are becoming more particleized, as though your body is starting to, like on Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, where you're particleizing. Now we're all thinking about Willy Wonka or chocolate, right? But that feeling of being able to kind of disappear into the air around you with each exhale. Coming back to a strong awareness of your body as you take your active inhale. Filling the belly. Passive exhale to particleize again into the space around you. And then go ahead and let this breathing practice fall away. This is a really beautiful practice for actually falling asleep. So if you're having trouble sleeping, do this one. If you don't necessarily want to fall asleep now, keep focusing on letting go to be well in other parts of the body where maybe we are still holding on to some tension, maybe your neck or your jaw, your physical eyes or your forehead, your shoulders. Maybe you just need to let the jaw hang open a bit and inhale and exhale through the mouth right now. Look for places you may be holding tension in your hands or your wrists, forearms or your elbows. Look for tension in your knees or your calves, your ankles, your feet or your toes. Look for any tension at the base of your skull or in the brain itself. Soften, soften, soften. Let go to be well here. When your mind wanders, you can come back to that deep, deep belly breathing. the most active inhale. Even if your muscles start to shake a bit, keep the inhale going until you're completely full, and then a passive exhale, repeating the mantra, let go to be well. The mind calms down again. Let that practice drop away and simply remain in the essence of this breathing practice. Again, you can turn off the recording and simply stay here. If you want to do one more now, we will be taking a crown to ground breath. I'm going to show you what it looks like from the side. And I'm not going to stay here because I won't be able to speak because the throat is slightly constricted here. So I will show you the pose. I'm going to have you stay in the pose. If you were lying down, you're going to move into a little variation on a rabbit pose. So the crown is going to come to the ground. Our arms are just alongside the torso, palms facing up. Okay, so you can take that pose. I'm going to speak freely. Your throat is constricted a bit here. If it gets too much, you can roll back into a child's pose at any time and focus on where the third eye is touching the ground instead of the crown touching the ground. Okay, so crown to ground breathing. This has an amazingly calming effect again. You're going to imagine that you could pull the energy of the ground as you inhale through the crown of your head. And then you're going to hold the earth energy at your crown. As you exhale, and we're not in a hurry to breathe, so it's these long pauses, if possible, between the breath, so that you're just holding that earth energy there at the crown. As you exhale, you're going to think about pouring whatever, so that's why rabbit is nice. You're pouring whatever you would like to out of all of the other chakras, back into the ground, through the crown of your head and into the earth. And hold a long emptiness. You don't have to hold with your bandhas, but just, we're not in a hurry to breathe. When you are ready to take another inhale, pull that earth energy up to the crown. Almost like you're magnetizing the earth energy to the crown. Hold it there. If you're on your forehead, same thing. You're just energizing or magnetizing the earth energy at the third eye. One or the other, or both even. And then you're cultivating this old stagnant energy from your root chakra and pouring that old stagnant root chakra energy out through the crown of your head into the ground beneath your crown. Inhale, pull the earth energy to the crown or to the forehead if you're in child's pose. Hold it there. Just feel that magnetizing effect. This time we're going to pull the breath in through the sacrum. Pull any old stagnant energy, just pour it out of the sacrum. Pour it through the lumbar, the thoracic, through the neck, out through the crown, into the ground. Pouring that old stagnant energy out, giving it to the earth. We're not in a hurry to inhale, but when you are ready to inhale, we're inhaling through the crown. Keep Keeping that earth energy right there at the crown. Magnetizing that old stagnant energy. And think about those little particles of steel, that are going to pull toward the magnet that is at the crown of your head. So let all of that stuff just kind of filter through now the lumbar spine, through the thoracic, through your cervical spine, pouring through the brain, and all the way out through the crown and into the ground. Pushing all of that old stagnant energy, those old stagnant particles into the earth beneath your crown. When you are ready to inhale again, you're inhaling through your crown, drawing that earth energy in again, to the forehead, forward to the crown. When you're ready to exhale, now we're going to move from the lower thoracic spine. Any old stagnant energy that you just want to push out and give to the earth. We probably have some stagnant energy as we're not moving as much as we usually do. Push it all the way out through the crown and into the ground beneath the crown. Inhale through crown of head. Pull that energy up right to the crown. It doesn't necessarily have to push on the head. You're not pushing your head down. It's just, you can even feel like there's a little space between your crown and the ground. And now from mid-thoracic spine, exhale, pour that energy down. Feel like it's magnetized and that this magnetic energy at your crown is pulling these old slivers, right, of energy toward that magnet. And once the magnet has all of those little particles, it's going to push down on the exhale back down into the ground. Inhale through the crown, pull that magnet back up. Think about pulling now from your upper thoracic spine, pouring that old stuff down, letting it gather on that magnet, and then pushing on exhale, plunging that magnet back down into the ground with all of that old stagnant energy attached to it. One more time, take an inhale through crown. Place that magnet. If you are on the forehead, same thing. You can do that same idea here. Now pour the energy from the cervical spine, from your neck, into the crown, through the brain, toward the crown. Let those old stagnant particles gather on that magnet we've created. Exhale to push the magnet down into the earth with all of this old stagnant stuff along with it. And now release, if you haven't already, down into a child's pose or any other pose that's comfortable, seated on your heels if you'd like, as I am doing. Now take a breath that is through the crown of your head. This time though, you're pulling sky energy, divine energy through the crown, and then push it down into the brain, down to the base of the brain, top of the skull, down to, the base of the skull, the top of the spine. And then from the top of your spine, just keep plunging that prana all the way down as though you're washing your spine until you finally meet your tailbone. Again, once you are here, I'm going to have you bring your palms over your eyes so you can see how much light you just generated or color you just generated with that previous exercise. What color is it today? The color for me is turquoise, which I love. It's like the Caribbean Sea. It may not be color, it may be just light, it may be darkness, but there's something there even if it looks like a void. Focus on the void. Focus on how the colors change. When your arms are tired, bring your hands back down. Again, you are ready for meditation if you want to just go right into meditation from here. Focusing on your inner radiance. And each time you lose sight of that inner radiance, you're going to bring your hands, you don't have to, but you could bring your hands back up. Shut out all of the external light by wrapping the inner edges of your hands around the bridge of the nose. Your gaze is right there at the third eye. You're not pushing on your hands. You're just watching the color, the light, the starry sky, or whatever it is that you see there until your arms get tired again. Thanks so much for doing this practice. If we can all calm ourselves, calmate in Spanish, calm yourself. If we can all calm ourselves with this exercise, we will go a long way to calming those around us as well. Namaste.